I'm a senior Crown prosecutor with Rasso South London. I was the reviewing lawyer in a case involving the rape and assault of a sex worker. We deal with a number of these cases on our unit, and they present a variety of difficulties and challenges. The defendant in my case had arranged to meet two sex workers. During the meeting, he struck one on the head with a wine bottle, causing significant injuries. She fled, and the defendant turned to the other complainant. He brought her to the ground and beat her around the head to stop her screaming, then raped her. We knew from the outset that there were going to be aspects of the lifestyles of the victims that the defence would try to use to undermine them, and that we needed to overcome this to ensure this violent man was brought to justice. Both complainants were highly vulnerable. They led chaotic lives and were habitual Class A drug users. They also had a mistrust of police, which meant they needed a lot of reassurance before they admitted they were sex workers. And clearly this was an important part of the evidence as it explained their meeting with the defendant. This case had potential to be extremely strong, but elements of the evidence became fragile whilst approaching trial, including one of the complainants going missing for months and an unforeseen issue that arose in respect to the DNA evidence from the laboratory. There were also concerns that the other complainant would not continue to support the prosecution case. In addition, owing to the defendant's hearing difficulties and psychiatric issues, we didn't know what he was going to say in his defence until the first day of trial. The hurdles seemed relentless, but we are trained and experienced to overcome these sorts of obstacles, and I was ready to use all the tools available to me to ensure this case proceeded to trial. I advised the police on tactics to find the complainant who had gone missing, including an application for additional resources. I also worked with the officer to build something called a hearsay application. That meant that if we couldn't find her, we could still use her evidence during the trial. I ensured I had several contingency plans. After many months of persistent searching, we found the complainant literally days before the trial. Unfortunately, the other complainant was hospitalised on the first day of trial, but we were able to make arrangements for her to give evidence from her hospital bed. We also made an application to the court to ensure that the jury was made aware of the defendant's previous attacks on women. This case was certainly challenging, but giving up was never an option. The defendant had preyed on these women because of their vulnerabilities. He assumed they wouldn't be believed because they were sex workers. He hoped that when the rape victim disappeared, we would not proceed. He was wrong. I was committed to ensure that the complainants got the justice they deserved and that other women were kept safe from this extremely dangerous defendant. The persistence paid off, and the defendant was convicted and given a 20-year prison sentence. This case demonstrates the lengths that we go to as Rasso lawyers. We are passionate about justice and fight tenaciously to ensure that we achieve it wherever we can.